El Exec, el Exec, el Exec. El Vélez, el Vélez, el Vélez. El fenómeno que todos quieren ser. El chamaquito que no pueden entender.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to episode 148 of the Exec Podcast. I'm your host, Velez. How are we doing? Big news. Big news out of multiple sports. NFL, we're going to talk about the trades. Of course, we're going to predict week 7. We got F1 in Coda. Plus NBA news coming down. Somebody that, two players that just you gotta just say how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gotten to the point where it's like really. We'll get into that. Two trades, of course, that we got to talk about. Cam Akers to the Vikings, that came down today out of nowhere. I mean, it was just kind of like flown out there by Adam Schefter this morning. I think that adds to the backfield, having Aaron Jones, then having a guy like Cam Akers, kind of the same vein like of Dalvin, because they're both from FSU. Cam basically took over for Dalvin when Dalvin left. To go to the NFL. So, and then of course baseball, because we've had that, and then we're gonna predict tonight's game as well. So, like, subscribe, hit the comments, hit the notification bell, follow me on all my socials, all that good stuff. It helps us out. Please subscribe, please. I beg you. I'm trying to create not only a business but also a show. Like a literal show. I feel like I'm that good at this stuff. We did go undefeated. The Bills won. We're going to talk about that game as well on Monday. And what happened after that game the day after. But let's just take it from the top, right? All right. I'm going to talk about first. We're going to talk about the games that happened couple of days ago. We're going to talk about the NFL game, but first we're going to talk about the baseball games, and then we're going to hop into the NFL. We're going to talk about the trades. We're going to hit the predictions. We're going to talk about the NBA because there's some shit that I got to address because, like, I don't understand how you can look at the past in the 2000s and the 90s and people are playing 82 games and Mike plays 82 games 9 times in his career. And now we decided in our contract that we could take off all back-to-backs. Like, what are we doing? And this is not a normal player. This is an MVP. So we'll get to that on that embarrassment show. We'll also get to another future Hall of Famer that I don't think should play no more. When the team says, he's going to be out for an unspecified amount of time to begin the season. What'd you do during the summer? You didn't play in the Olympic team. You were resting, and now you still telling me that you got inflammation in your knee. Your knee not good no more. That bad. Boo-boo kachoo. Garbage mustache. That's what your knee is. Retire. You're already You're already a Hall of Famer. Already. Kyle Manzardo just hit a home run to make it 2-1 Guardians in Game 3. Yankees are leading 2-0 in the series. We'll talk about that later, but I'm watching the game as I'm recording this because I don't like missing moments in sports, especially in the postseason. So the last few times that I've done episodes, I've been watching the game because it's around the time that I start the episode. So, if you see me glancing down and stuff like that, it's because I'm watching the game. But you can't. So back to Kawhi, because this is what I'm talking about. Kawhi. We're gonna talk about Joel Embiid a little bit later, but just an overview on Kawhi. You're already a made man. Top 75, DPOY. Took the best team on the championship team, one of the best runs ever. Solo squad, the whole East. On a rental year. You already did all that. You got the claw. You got your New Balance. It's time to hang it up. Because if this is before the season, man, as soon as you touch on the floor, it's going to be depreciation. It's going to be just like when you step in a brand new car that you bought. As soon as you step up, 50% value goes down. Why? Because you're a degrading asset. You're degenerative. You have degenerative knees. That I don't understand how a guy that is 6'9", powerful, one of the strongest guys to come into the NBA this past generation, said by all the players, said that he's strong as an ox. You barely jump, and you got degenerative knees. I don't understand that. But we'll talk about that. Mets win game 2. I talked about game 1 in my past episode. Mets win game 2 of the NLCS 6-3 on a Mark Vientos home run. Really started with a Francisco leadoff home run. Okay? Off of, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was off of Brazier. Yeah, it was a bullpen game. So I think Brazier started the game for the Dodgers. And Francisco ambushed him. 1-0. Second inning. Couple walks. A hit. Bases loaded. Here comes Mark Vientos. And boom. Grand slam. After that, Stephen Vogt's going to do what he always does. He's going to give his starter maybe 2 more innings. If he can keep the lead. Here comes Cade Smith. Here comes Hunter Gaddis. Here comes Class A. And we go home. And that's what happened. Okay. Then we go to Yankees in game 1 of the ALCS. Soto homers. Giancarlo homers. Okay. Rodon goes 6 innings and 9 Ks. One of the best starts that I've ever seen Carlos Rodon pitch in a pressure situation at home in a game 1 that you know you need. And they 5-2. Rocchio hit a solo home run, and Luke Weaver, the best reliever in the playoffs right now. Yeah, I know about Class A, but he blown some. And, I know trying and stuff like that. But the guy that has basically a 0 ERA in this postseason is Luke Weaver. Okay? So that was game 1. And you're thinking, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is what I expected. I expected this to happen. I expected the home runs, the power to take over because of the lineup. Okay, so we go to game 2. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, we go to game 2. Yankees win game 2. Judge homers. They win 3-6. Judge homers. 2-run in the 8th inning. Garrett Cole struggled to get through 4 in the 3rd. Gave up a lot of walks, but didn't give up the giant hit. Didn't give up the giant home run. Didn't give up the double. Didn't give up that triple. So kept it in check. Bullpen comes in. Canely, Weaver, they all close it down. But it's risky. It's risky business. Because these Guardians, for some reason, they love coming back. They love coming back. Kind of like the Mets. Mets have way more comeback wins, though. Way more. Okay? So they win 3-6. After that game, Dodgers destroy the Mets in game 3, 8-0. Shohei hits a bomb. Kike hits a bomb. That's the one that put him up early, 2-0. And then Max Muncy hit a bomb late in the game to make it 8-0. So Ohtani, this is the thing about Ohtani. Ohtani struck out 3 times. Had a ground out, struck out 3 times. And he comes up. And when he hits this ball, I felt it. I was like, man, it feels like he could hit one right here. Inside part of the plate. Let him get extended. It was a little low, wasn't high. You know, because he could get up there, but like you didn't crowd. You didn't try to like crowd him. You know, you didn't pinch him, basically. And as soon as he was able to get it, it was a breaking ball, little slider. Coming back towards the plate, he hit that shit. Boom! Second deck. You know, they said it was 398. That shit looked like 430, but that's just me. 115 miles an hour off the bat. Just disgusting. So he puts it away. Now, this is the thing. That series has been 3 blowouts. 8-0, 7-3, 8-0. Okay? Now, what I don't understand is that's all happening while Ohtani's not on. Mookie's not on. Freeman's been on. Teoscar has been okay. But now, like, Muncy's getting a homer. Will Smith hit a homer one of these games. Kike hit 2 homers. You know what I'm saying? Now you're really like showing the potential of the lineup. But if Ohtani's right, listen, there's nothing worse, in my opinion, as a starting pitcher in the postseason, to get your nerves out, to face a guy like Kyle Schwarber, Shohei, Francisco, you know, those dudes, Gunnar Henderson. Like you don't, that's not what you want. As a manager on the other side, absolutely. You want that much pressure on that starting pitcher on that first pitch. Because if you got a guy up there that can just boom, it works. Steven Kwan is another one, especially Luis Arias is another one. But the Dodgers is beautiful because the Dodgers, people say they don't have starting pitching, but their bullpen's great. And yesterday, they didn't have to expend the bullpen. Only Trinan pitched. Banda didn't touch the mound. Only Kopech, because Kasperi is a future starter and a young kid is the one that closed out the game, gave him 2 innings. So they didn't have to throw in Banda or Kelly. You know, they kept the arms fresh. 4, not today, they got Yoshi. Not tomorrow, they got Jack. No, for that game 4, it's going to be a bullpen game. And then game 5 is probably going to be Walker. Now, Walker pitched great. Walker pitched 4 great innings, 6 strikeouts, and looked like Walker Buehler. Now, you say, oh, Josh, is like 4 innings. Yeah, 4 innings, because this man pitched 4 innings of stress. Twice bases loaded. Gets out. You know, strikes out. He struck out Lindor, and then he struck out Vientos. Or no, he struck out Alvarez and then struck out Lindor on a nasty 12-6 curveball. Nasty. Okay, disgusting. Okay, so Walker looked like the sweeper was working. The fastball wasn't at 98, but it was at 95. The sweeper had movement. Luis Severino, he pitched a great game too. That 2-seamer was like snaking. How he was throwing it. Snake. I'm talking about he throws it and then you see a snake before it gets to the plate. It's crazy. But the Dodgers, I said at the beginning of this series, the Dodgers have the necessary firepower to annihilate the Mets. The Mets are just on a magical run. At some point, and I think the burden of this series for the Mets, it's gonna fall on and has fallen on their starting pitchers. Because you don't have an A squad. You have a squad that has been playing well. But you don't got no A squad, man. You don't got no guy that can go toe-to-toe with a Yoshinobu Yamamoto. You don't got a guy that can go toe-to-toe with a Jack Flaherty. And if Walker's fine, you don't got a guy. Those are aces. Those are 3 aces. And people say, oh, they don't have starting pitching. They're running through the bullpen. The bullpen's great. And there's nothing the same. Different arm slots, different spin rates, different type of pitches. You got 99 fastballs, then you got nasty cutters, then you got nasty curves and sliders. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand. You got to understand that the Dodgers are built for it. You know what I'm saying? They're built for it. But the Mets are on a magical run. So we'll see what happens tonight. I still think the Dodgers win tonight. They got Yoshi going after a great outing. You don't think he's going to want to do it again? This man is a big-time ace in Japan. Guy's used to 10 strikeouts, 12 strikeouts. The guy's nasty. If he's feeling good, I don't think the Mets can do anything with him. And he'll go 6 or 7. He don't mind. Especially if he's healthy and he's going. But for the Dodgers, I think that it's all on Ohtani. Regardless that you have Mookie, but regardless that you have Freeman, I think it all starts and ends with Ohtani. Ohtani is the one that sets it all in motion. He's 0 of 24, 0 of 22 when there's nobody on base. But that beast is 16 of 19 with runners on base, with 2 home runs and 8 RBI. So he's unstoppable when 8, 9 get on base. And that's what Kike has been doing. That's what Muncy's been doing. Will Smith has been doing. Lux has been doing. They just get on base. They walk. They don't chase. That's another thing. This team does not chase. The reason they and the Padres was such a good series is because both teams did not chase. So it was live in the strike zone and say and hope and pray that you miss. Because if not, it's going to be a Tatis or Shohei homer. But on the other hand, the Mets do chase. You see them chasing out of the strike zones, chasing the slider, chasing, the high top fastball. Dodgers are just more disciplined. And that's my take on that series. I think Yoshi's going to have a good day today. All right. Bills win 23-20. Listen, I'm going to be very honest. The Jets' offense looked better under Downing. It looked faster. It looked more creative. It looked like there was an actual plan of attack. Breece Hall ran well. But when it really freaking matters, you can't get open. When it really matters, you can't block. When the going gets tough, you can't run the ball. Plus, the 22 penalties, the laundry fest that we saw, plus the offsetting, the Jets, if I'm being honest, the Jets should have won that game. Jets should have won that game. They have plenty of chances to win that game. They missed two field goals because of the wind, even though one was like a, 33-footer, 33-yarder, like right there. Missed it. Clank. 44-yarder. Clank. You give Josh Allen a chance to take the lead, he could goes down there, can't get the touchdown, gets the field goal. And then you got Aaron Rodgers in a 2-minute drill trying to do what he's always done. This is after a Hail Mary at the half to make it 17-10, to make it close. And what do you get? Oh, you get something very simple. First of all, if you know he's going to run a Hail Mary, thank God you won the game. If you know he's going to run a Hail Mary, why are you only rushing 2? Why are you only rushing 2? You need to get to him. I would still rush 4 and play the back line. Play dime defense, nickel defense, have 3 DBs plus my safeties. And I take my linebackers out of there. So I got 4 up front. You know what I'm saying? 7 back. That's what I would do. You didn't do that. He hit Alan Lazard. Thank God you won the game. Because if you wouldn't have won the game, that would have been a decision that you could have. But back to the actual game. Garrett Wilson got targeted. Had a good game. But the reason that they made the move they made the next day, which is pretty funny, guys. Look. 2 back-to-back primetime games for the Jets. Both losses. In the fourth quarter on the last drive on interceptions. Because Aaron wanted to go for the big play. Aaron couldn't, and then he, not throwing Mike Williams under the bus, but kinda. Oh, he was supposed to be running the red line. You threw it blindly, Aaron. You threw it blindly knowing you don't have that type of connection with that receiver. You thought that you were smarter than the defense, and Teron Johnson made you very wrong. Now, Mike slipped, but he wasn't running the red line like you said, and you needed a first down. You still have 4th down, but you need a first down. Still time on the clock. But you wanted the whole thing. And Taron Johnson made you pay for it. Great play by Taron. I don't know how he caught it either. He dove for that shit. He went and stole it out of Mike Williams' like arms. You know what I'm saying? But also, if we look at the box score, I find this very interesting. You just fire your coach. Your coach is a defensive coach. You know? He's a defensive coach. Your former coach. And you're telling me, I mean, your defense played great. You only gave up 23. You hold Josh Allen to 19 of 25, 215, 2 touchdowns, sack him twice for only 5 yards, QBR of 85.5, and a rating of 127.9. You had a good game. Ray Davis had a great game. The rookie out of Kentucky. Love that kid out of Kentucky, man. Love watching him play. Runs hard, fast, can catch. Love that kid. 20 carries, 97 yards. You know, they ran the ball for 149 yards on 33 attempts, so 25 passing attempts to 33 running attempts. That's pretty good. But the thing about Buffalo and the reason they made the move that they made is because even in a win, this offense cannot function efficiently because there's not a one-on-one beater out there. There's not a Stephon Diggs. That's what he did. He beat one-on-one. So who's your leading receiver in this game? Ray Davis. 3 catches, 55 yards, but one of them was 42 yards long. On a broken play, Josh Allen, a Josh Allen play. Roll to your right, before getting sacked, full speed, almost hitting the sideline, throw across your body, 40 yards downfield, hit Ray Davis in the chest while he's in the air. That was the second series. Kincaid caught 6 balls, which I like. The seven targets. Curtis Samuel caught 3 balls with 4 targets. Keon Coleman is a guy who I think will learn the most from Amari Cooper. Khalil Shakir went 2 for 19. You could tell that they were trying to take Khalil Shakir out of the game. But he was also coming back from injury. The defense, 3 sacks. So played, relatively well. 3 sacks. Sacks came from Taron Johnson, of course, had the INT. Sacks came from 2 from AJ Epinesa. Good to see the kid producing. And 1 from Daquan Jones, which is a beast in the middle. For the Jets, Aaron Rodgers went 23 of 35, 294. That's respectable. 2 touchdowns and a pick. 3 sacks for 22 yards. Yeah, he was getting murdered. 57.4 QBR, 99 QB rating. Breece Hall had 18 carries on 113 yards rushing. I still think they should have gave him more of the ball. 21 carries in total to 25. I mean, it's pretty balanced. Allen Lazard went 6 for 114 on 7 targets and a touchdown. Garrett Wilson went 8 for 107 on 10 targets and a touchdown. Breece Hall went 5 for 56 on 6 targets. Now you add Devontae to that. What does that going to do? Devontae's going to have that 114. Garrett will still stick with the 107. And then you have Lazard in the 60s. And it's balanced. Then you have Breece Hall in the 50s. And it's balanced. Aaron Rodgers lost a fumble but recovered it. The defense had 2 sacks. Will McDonald, the 4th. And Quinnen Williams. Well, of course. No picks. So now let's talk about the trade. Shout out to Undefeated Week. That's tough. It's tough. This week is even tougher. But I'm going to try my best. All right. So let's talk about something. When you lose that game on Monday night, and there were already talks behind the scenes because Devontae that night was already in New York. So the deal was basically done. It just hadn't been publicized yet. This is the last move possible. The last straw, the last little bit of magic dust that you can buy or trade for to try to resurrect this lumping ball of turd that you have in New York. Like, getting Devontae is literally saying, well, there's some magic pixie dust connection between Aaron and Devontae, kind of like a brotherly type of connection, telepathic. So maybe that saves our season. This is the NFL. You cannot think like that. Now, I'm going to give it to you straight. Do I believe that he makes them better? Absolutely. And to Woody Johnson, I applaud you for making the move. We talked this about a couple weeks ago. We thought that the Jets would probably be the hardest goer at him from a team perspective because of Aaron, because of what they needed. Now, people are saying, this might not be so good for Garrett Wilson and stuff like that. What are you guys talking about? Think about football. This is very simple. If Garrett Wilson is getting doubled 85 to 90% of the snaps that he's on the field because he's seen as the only threat by the defense and defensive coordinator. Now, let's compare that to the Minnesota Vikings, 49ers, the Dolphins when Tua is healthy, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, the Eagles. What do they all have in common? Two monsters. Two guys that deserve their own double teams. That's what you're looking at. Now, you're going to double both of them? Well, guess what? Some of those teams, most of them actually, do have a great running back. Yes, CMC. Of course, you got Saquon and the Eagles. You know, you look at the Texans, you got Joe Mixon, plus you got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Stephon Diggs, kind of like a trio. So, but how can you tell me this is only a marginal improvement? It's only a marginal improvement if the offensive line is as doo-doo dog shit as they've been playing. Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, guys that are respected in the league, but they've been in more than 15 years. 15 years playing left tackle or right tackle like Morgan Moses playing. Is so much wear and tear on the body. And you're going against a guy like AJ Epinesa, young kid. Daquan Jones, young kid. So, will Devontae help schematically? Absolutely. He will break scheme. Because they're playing so much man-to-man against the Jets because they're just doubling Garrett and being able to keep their box intact. The first person it's going to help besides Garrett, it's going to be Breece Hall. Because Breece Hall's going to have the opportunity now to look at the box and be like, oh, I see 4 down linemen. I see 3 linebackers. I don't see no roll down safety. I don't see no cornerback blitz. I don't see none of that. Why don't you see none of that? I don't know, because there's probably a safety over the top of Devontae, and there's probably a safety over the top of Garrett Wilson, which opens the stuff up for Alan Lazard. So that's how it could be better. Now, can the defense play like the level that they were playing when Robert Saleh was their coach? We shall see. But it's all going to fall on the offensive line. The receivers are going to get open. Garrett Wilson gets open. But now you can't play man-to-man against this team. I don't care who you are. You can't legitimately be like, yeah, I'm going to literally let Aaron Rodgers look to his right and see that 17 is one-on-one. Can't do that. They'll torch you for a lot. So in regards to that trade, and it was for a 3rd-round pick conditional that it could turn into a 2nd-round pick if Devontae's on the AFC championship game roster, or if he makes first or second team All-Pro. Listen, we are 6 weeks in. He's going to play. Will he be an All-Pro? He can be. It's Devontae. If he goes off on a 13-week binge of just touchdown 100, touchdown 100, touchdown 100, 10 catch, 15 catch, 12 catch, 9 catch. But I don't think that's the best for the team. What's best for the team is 8 for 100 on 11 targets. Garrett for 100 on 11 targets. That is true balance. That's what you need. Okay, so we got through that trade. How about the trade that actually affects the balance of power in the AFC? Because I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no way that I'm the Kansas City Chiefs and I don't go after Amari Cooper. Especially when I know that one of my biggest rivals, one of my top 3 rivals being the Ravens and the Bills in my conference, needs that exact player, being the Bills. Brandon Beane went out and got it done. Picks don't matter at this point because the Bills are going to be good. So what the Browns got back, it's really nothing. The Browns paid all of his salary, so the Bills are paying him the minimum, $800,000 or something like that. And a couple other teams that I look at that didn't make this move is obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I don't think Cleveland was going to do it in division. Same thing as Devontae to the Chiefs. So I respect that. I could look at the Ravens, add somebody next to Zay and Rashad Bateman. Maybe Washington Commanders, add him to him, McLaurin and De'Ami Brown. That would have been a good addition there. It would have been a good addition to the Giants with Malik, Slayton, and him. That would have been a good addition. Dallas should have tried to got him back to Dallas and pair him up with CeeDee Lamb. That would have been a good addition. Also, other teams that I think that would have made a good sense for him, probably like Tampa Bay, pair him up with him, Mike and Godwin. That'd be nasty. Send him to a Colts, him, Mike Pittman, and Pierce with Downs. So there was a couple teams that I would thought would have made an inquiry, and I'm sure they did. But for the Bills to come in and just swoop it. Now let's talk about the football part. Amari Cooper with Joe Flacco had the fifth most yards against man coverage last year with Joe Flacco in the Cleveland Browns. Amari Cooper is still very much in his prime. Now, he's dropped some balls this year, but at the same time, Deshaun doesn't really help him. Deshaun doesn't really help him with ball placement. Doesn't help him with He doesn't help him with ball placement. He doesn't help him with, giving him an easy one. He didn't help him with that. Deshaun's done, in my opinion. And I love Deshaun. I think he's done. Amari, what he does is tilt the advantage to the Bills completely. Because now there is no, I'm just going to sit in man-to-man. We're going to sit in man-to-man. We're going to load the box so they can't run the ball with James Cook and keep contained. And we're going to play ball. Nah, not no more. Nah. Now you got a problem. Guess what? Amari still runs the 4-2. And guess what? Amari still one of the best route runners in the league. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Devontae. Now, can he develop the same type of telepathic connection that him and Stephon Diggs had? That we shall see. But if they do, this is a dangerous move and potentially Super Bowl shifting. Amari's done this before. He went to Dallas and shifted that whole team. Shifted the energy, shifted the success. You see when he's gone, what's happening now? I know they got CD, but aside from CD, what's happening now? So I applaud Brandon Beane. Okay? I'm kind of a little bit perplexed about the Chiefs not pursuing it harder. But at the same time, what they got, if you ain't broke, don't fix it. Essentially. So I love the move. Love the move. And Josh Allen's going to love the move. Keon Coleman's going to love the move. Khalil Shakir is going to love the move. James Cook is going to love the move. But Josh Allen's going to love the move. Why? Because Josh is the type of guy who just needs a sliver of space. And Amari is the type of guy who still creates space. He's a separator. That's how good his route running is. It's been like that since Bama. He came after Julio. He was Julio's mentee at Bama when he was a freshman. So he's a pure route runner, but he still has the speed. I think the hands are still there. You're going to see it in Buffalo. I don't think he's going to drop many balls. And he can go deep, take the top off of defense. He can hit you with an in route, an out route, a bounce route, get first downs on third down, do all that. So basically a Stephon Diggs replacement that they need to then go all in like they want, showing the Cowboys, this is how you go all in when you say you're going all in. Same thing with the Jets. It's how you go all in when you say you're going all in. And we'll see where it goes, but I think it automatically adds wins to their record because of a weapon like that, in my opinion. Okay? All right. We're going to talk about Formula One at the end because I want to get through the predictions and then talk about the NBA a little bit. So we're going to go to the predictions. Okay? We got Broncos Saints tonight. Okay? Broncos Saints in New Orleans. Denver -3. No Rashid Shaheed, IR, gone for the season. He's done. He had meniscus surgery. No Chris Olave, concussion. He's done for this week. So you're talking to me about it's going to be A.T. Perry, Bub Means a rookie, A.T. Perry a second-year player, Alvin Kamara, and a rookie quarterback against a very, very good Broncos defense. And Vance Joseph. Yeah, that's just not a recipe for success. Like, I love Spencer Rattler. I like what he brings. I like his athleticism. I like his arm talent. But there's nothing to throw to. You got Jawan Johnson, A.T. Perry, Bub Means. Who you throwing the ball to? Realistically. No Taysom Hill. It's the Alvin Kamara show. What are the Broncos going to do? Oh, it's the Alvin Kamara show? We're going to put 8 in the box. We don't respect anybody you got outside. And even if we did respect somebody you got outside, we got our dudes. You got Riley Moss and P.J. Lott. I don't think PS2's playing today, but Riley Moss is just fine, especially because they're not facing no number one, facing a rookie and a second-year player. Now, on the other side, it's not like the Saints are not a slouch defense either, but I think Sean Payton, especially in his first game back in New Orleans in the Superdome, where he brought a Super Bowl and became the winningest coach in franchise history, I think there's a little bit more extra motivation there. Bo Nix have been getting better every week. Now, which Bo Nix are we getting? Are we getting the Bo Nix that wants to save the game in the first half of last week? Or are we getting the Bo Nix that wants to win the game the fourth quarter of last week? Cortland Sutton's the best receiver in this whole matchup today. I believe Alvin Kamara is the best runner, even though I like Javonte Williams. Best offensive line, I've still got to go with the Broncos. So I'm going with the Broncos. Got to write this down, of course, my predictions. I'm going to go into my notes. Right, episode 145. No, 149. Almost to 150, guys. And we write the Broncos. Okay. Right, the Broncos. Next. London Town. Morning. One more time for the Jaguars. Boy, they live up there. Patriots, Jaguars. Two ways this game can go. This is either going to be a defensive masterclass by Gerard Mayo and that defense, or it's going to be an abysmal watch because it's going to be incompetent offense on both sides, and this shit might end 9-3. Jacksonville's favored by 5.5. I'm going with Jacksonville. In my opinion, better quarterback, way better receiving core, way better running backs, better offensive line, if I dare to say. Now, the defense is on the Patriots side. Although I love Josh Hines, Allen, Trayvon Walker. I love those guys, but what they've been putting on tape, I think New England has a little bit more potent of a defense, especially with Christian Gonzalez. But the reason I'm going with the Jags is because I cannot see offensively how the hell is the Patriots going to score. Drake May's in his second start in London. He showed us some things last week, showed him some athleticism, showed us some of the arm. But nah, bro. I'd be shocked if it goes well. Especially when you throw into your best receiver to me is Jalen Polk, and you don't use him. And then you throw into Pop Douglas and Tyquan Thornton and your safety blanket Hunter Henry. And I don't think you got Ramondre this week. So I'm going with the Jags. Okay. 1-5 versus 1-5. I mean, this is dumpster fire in the morning, but still, you know, I'm going Jaguars. I just have too much respect for Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, Brian Thomas Jr., and Christian Kirk to think that they're going to lose to a very inferior offensive team. Titans, Bills. We know this. It's in Buffalo. This is Bills all the way. This might be a massacre. Expect a big day from Amari Cooper. Trying to get him involved. I don't know if he'll know a lot of the playbook, but try to get him involved. So maybe Khalil Shakir still is the one that gets most targets. If not, it could be Dalton Kincaid. But I'm gonna go with the Bills against the Titans. Texans, Packers. This is where it gets hard. Okay? And if I'm being honest, my heart is telling me Texans. And the reason why is because, to me, C.J. Stroud is better than Jordan Love. Now, I got to take into consideration no Nico Collins. Got to take that into consideration. But if you can run the ball with Joe Mixon, and then I look on the other side. And these two teams match up pretty well on both sides of the ball. It's in Lambeau. Packers are getting 2.5. That's basically the hometown discount. It's one of these games. If you're betting this game, be prepared to be on your pins and needles all game long. I wouldn't bet this game if I were you. I just wouldn't. If you want to save yourself the stress and just enjoy a good football game, I would not bet on this game. This is not one of my locks. But this is the type of game that if CJ's going to win an MVP, this is one of those games. If CJ's going to win an MVP, this is one of those games. Okay? And frankly, I think that Jordan Love has more of a propensity to throw an interception in a crucial moment more than the Texans. Now, this is two good runners, Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs. Two pretty good offensive lines. Pretty good receiving groups. But I think that the Texans just have a little bit more on defense. Because they got Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. That's a true problem. People are still not picking up on that. That is a true problem. I said it was a problem when the Danielle Hunter signing happened. So I was like, that's a problem. And I think that problem is going to rear its head against the Packers. So I'm going to go Texans on the road to go to 6-1. Okay? I know, big, bold statement. I get it. You guys love the Packers and everything like that, but I'm going to go Texans because I believe in C.J. Stroud. And I know Miko going to have them boys buzzing on defense. All right. Eagles, Giants. Malik Neighbors coming back. He got cleared. That doesn't matter to me one bit. The Eagles got to win this game out of pure disdain for what's happening in their season right now. Even though they're 3-2 and everything about Sirianni and like talking to the fans and him having to apologize and everything, this should be a get right game. You won last week over the Browns, but it was a little The only thing I worry about this Eagles team, can you stop Sexy Dexy and Brian Burns from destroying your game? You have a pretty good offensive line. You have Lane Johnson and, Mailata. So I believe in that. But can you stop Sexy Dexy? I'm going to go Eagles because there is no way that the Giants have anybody for A.J. Brown, anybody for Devontae Smith, or anybody for Saquon. Saquon going back to New York for the first time since he went to Philly. So I'm going to go Eagles on the road. Okay, big division game. Lions-Vikings, best game of the week. One might say Texans-Packers, but when you look at it of what's going on in the league, especially in the NFC, this is the best game of the week. And it's 1 o'clock. Now, this is going to come down to one thing and one thing only. The Lions need to make a move for a pass rusher. Ideally, Zadarius Smith. Ideally. I don't think they'll let go of Myles Garrett, but I think they'll let go of Big Z. If not, go to New England, go get a Josh Uche. Go get somebody for that edge. Because without Aiden Hutchinson, this Vikings offense, if it's allowed to operate, will carve you alive. Okay? With Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. They just added Cam Akers. Is he going to start? I don't know. I think Aaron Jones is still starting. But it's a good split backfield. Both can catch. So, in my opinion, it's going to come down to defense. And also, in my opinion, I think B-Flow has the best defensive scheme in the NFL right now this season. We're not talking about the last 5 years. We're talking about right now. Because I know you guys going to come at me with the 49ers. I get it. Or the Ravens. I get it. Even the Jets. Or the Cleveland. I understand. But this right now, even though there's a bunch of nobodies on that team besides Jared Verse and Byron Murphy and Hitman, I think that the Vikings remain undefeated. Because I don't think that KOC's offense will be disrupted that much because they do not have an edge defender to go pressure Jared Goff. To go pressure Sam Darnold. I could be wrong. Could be a J-Mo game. Could be an Amon-Ra game. They could run down the throat with David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going to try. They're going to try. Ali McNeil just got a big deal. Got $55 million guaranteed. The D tackle for the Lions. But to me, and Minnesota's getting 1.5. This is literally the hometown. Like, they're at home, 1.5. So it's a toss-up. But what I feel like the Vikings are for real. Both coaching staffs are absolutely amazing. Both play callers on offense are incredible. Ben Johnson and KOC. And both defensive coordinators, Glenn and B-Flow, are great. This is going to be one on the margins. Turnovers, third down, and situational football. And red zone. Who can score in the red zone? Who could get down there and put up 7? And I think the Vikings can at home. I might eat my words. I love the Lions. I might eat my words. I love the Lions, love their running game, love their passing game, but I think Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison are just a little bit too much in Skull Nation with Sam Darnold not getting pressured, which I don't think he will because Aiden's not there and they haven't replaced him. So I'm going to go Vikings. A lot of people probably going to go Lions for sure. A lot of people don't believe in this Vikings teams yet because they haven't faced nobody. But this is their biggest test. I'm going to go with the Vikings because I don't think that the Lions can pressure the quarterback. Seahawks, Falcons, another tough game to call. This one's in Atlanta. I'm leaning Falcons. I'll tell you real quick why. No Byron Murphy. No Nwosu. What does that mean? You can run the football against this team. With Bijan and Algier, you're going to run the football. Kirk is only getting more comfortable with Mooney, London, Pitts. You got a problem there, but you have to stop the football to have a chance in this game. Why? Because your corners can cover these guys. You can have lockdown back end defense, but if you're getting if you're getting torched through the tackles and in between the tackles and the zone scheme and the zone game and the play action, you're gonna get got. And I think Kirk is a better quarterback than Geno. So I'm going to go with the Falcons. I just think that they can be able to run the ball. Now, that doesn't mean that the Seahawks with K-Walk can't run the ball, but I think that the Falcons just have a little bit more in the running department and have the better offensive line, in my opinion. So I'm going to go Falcons at home. Okay? I'm going to go Falcons at home. All right, Bengals-Browns, we're going Bengals. I don't even have to talk about this game. No Amari Cooper. They have nothing. It's the defense, and that's it. We're going Bengals. I think Jamar Chase has a giant day, and so does T. Higgins. I think Chase Brown can run the ball a little bit. I'm going to go Bengals, even though they're on the road in Cleveland. That doesn't matter. Dolphins-Colts. Tyler Huntley's going to play, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I am a Dolphin fan, but you can't tell me as a football fan and as a football head that you can teach Tyler Huntley how to throw to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with one bye week. Do not. Seriously? No, bro. No. The reason Tyreek and Jalen Waddle work when Tua's there is because Tua's anticipation is legendary. Why does it have to be legendary? I don't know, because I'm throwing to a guy who I see him in one spot, and if I blink my eyes, he's moved 5 yards. Tyler can't do that. He can't see Reek breaking down to get into his cut and throw it where the cut he thinks he's going to be. He's not. He's going to be late. He can't process that quick. He's an athlete. So I think the defense is going to be dumbed down. I think Mostert's going to run the ball. AR's playing for the Colts with Joe Flacco backing him up. This is in Indianapolis, I believe. Yeah, this is in Indianapolis. Pat McAfee going to be there. The Anvil. Devon Achane, we got Reem. But Tyler Huntley against also. What are we going to do against that defensive line? DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye. That's tough. Zaire Franklin, EJ Speed, Kenny Moore. So I believe that the defense is going to play us hard. And then, our defense maybe can stop them a couple times, but our defense going to be out there so much because our offense not going to be able to move the ball. So I'm going to go Colts. Okay? I'm going to go Colts. Colts are favored by 3, so hometown discount. Panthers, Commanders, we're going with the Commanders here at home. I think Jaden Daniels has a day. I think Terry McLaurin has a day. I think this defense is going to have a good day. I think it's just going to be a good day for the Commanders, period. Okay? I think it's going to be a good day for the Commanders, period. Is like, especially coming off that Ravens loss, but how the way they lost and the way they fought, and it was a close game at the end. I think that Jaden's just going to come in as like, against this child squad? Psh, all right. I'm going to light you up for 3-something real quick. Couple touchdowns. Look good. Keep cementing my Rookie of the Year status. So I'm going to go Commanders there. Raiders, Rams. Oh, boy. All right. Let's be honest here. I don't even care if Devontae was there or not. I'm taking Stafford and Kyron Williams every single day of the week. Every single day. I think the Rams are going to destroy this team. The Raiders, to me, are a trash bag fire franchise. And now that Tom Brady has a stake in it, maybe it'll change. Maybe. But it's been a long time since John Madden's been in that coaching shoes. And they were winning they won championships. So I think that the Rams are going to win this game rather comfortably. Excuse me. Jacoby Myers is going to be the number 1, but the real number 1 should be Brock Bowers. And I just think the Rams could just torch this defense, and Sean McVay could have his way coming off a bye. So I'm going to go Rams. Okay? I'm going to go Rams. By the way, my lock of the week, Commanders, Bengals, Eagles. Commanders, Bengals, Eagles. And Bills. Those are my locks of the week. Chiefs, 49ers. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Super Bowl rematch. All right. In Santa Clara, so at 49ers on the road, Patrick Mahomes versus Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy having a whole healthy team but CMC. Patrick Mahomes having no healthy team. No Hollywood Brown, no Rashee Rice, just having Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce. And even though that is all they have, that defense is still elite. Elite. Kareem Hunt, I don't think he can run. I don't know if he can run the football, but I think he can have like some success. And then Mahomes versus Brock Purdy, take Mahomes every time. Taking Andy Reid every time. So until they show me that they will lose, I'm going to roll with the Chiefs on the road versus the 49ers in a Super Bowl rematch. I'm probably going to eat my words because it's over there, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs just because, like, they haven't shown me anything different this whole year. Okay? Jets Steelers. Sunday Night Football. Guys, what are we doing? Jets Steelers. Okay. Let me be very clear about this. It's in Pittsburgh. Not good for Aaron Rodgers, obviously. If we look at what's going on with both of these teams, Davante Adams comes into the Jets. Ulbrich is the new interim head coach. Downing calls plays. Let's go to the Steelers. Russell Wilson's going to start. Justin Fields will play his backup. Russell Wilson's first start in Pittsburgh. Still have no receiver except George Pickens. I'm going to be very, 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 very honest. I think this is a Quinnen Williams game. I think this is a Quinnen Williams game. I don't think the Steelers can run on this defense. I don't think the Steelers have a chance in hell in passing against this defense and Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed. Absolutely not. Okay? And I think Quinnen Williams going to live in the backfield. I think Will McDonald going to be living in the backfield. I think Quincy Williams going to be living in the backfield. So I'm going to go with the Jets on the road, man. I'm going to go with the Jets on the road against Russell Wilson in his first Steelers start. I want to see what he does against this defense with one receiver. Okay? One legit receiver. Against Sauce. Because that's what he's going to go and face. He's going against Sauce. So, in my opinion, I'm going to go Jets here just because Davante, Garrett, Brees, Aaron, and then on the other side, I think the defense is, listen, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. Both of these offensive lines are going to allow pressure. There's going to be leaks in both of these offensive lines. It's just a matter of fact, what back end do you trust more? These are two legit defenses. This game could be 9-3, 6-0, 10-6. It could be like that. But I don't think that anybody can cover Davante. I think Davante's going to actually have an impact on the schematics of the defense and have more favorable looks for Breece Hall. Plus, Breece Hall is a way better catching out the backfield running back than Najee Harris will ever be. So, what you saw from Najee, you're not going to see against this defense. Can Breece Hall get stopped? Yeah, possibly. I don't think on the passing game he'll get stopped. He might get stopped in the running game. And then I think Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams are just too good of a duo against just George Pickens and Freiermuth, even though they're on the road. So I'm going to go with the Jets. Probably going to eat my words, maybe. Who knows? But I just feel it that Davante will make that difference and make that a lot more efficient, the offense, and they can score in the red zone with Davante just because the telepathic connection with him and Rodgers. Monday night, we got a doubleheader. We got Ravens-Buccaneers in Tampa. 2 4-2 teams. 2 really good offenses. 2 really good defenses. And you know what we're going with here, man? We're going with Lamar, man. We're going with Lamar. Baker versus Lamar with D. Hen. We're going with Lamar. Plain and simple. That defense and offense put together is a better team than Tampa Bay puts out there. even though it's on the road. Baltimore's getting 3.5. I think Lamar has a big day on the ground because he's going to be escaping Vita Vea. I think Zay possibly has a good day. And D-Han, he going to get the rock, and he probably going to have a good day. Unless Vita Vea is trying to, like, end his life. So we're going to go Ravens there. And then the final game, Chargers-Cardinals. Okay. Chargers-Cardinals. 3-2 versus 2-4. I'm going Chargers here, even though it's on the road. Listen, it's Jim Harbaugh. It's Jim Harbaugh. It's Justin Herbert. You know, it's J.K. Dobbins. It's Bosa. It's Khalil Mack. Derwin James. Samuel Jr. You know, I think that's just a better team than the Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr. has not cleared concussion protocol. So Kyler's not going to have him. I think the Chargers defense are going to corral Kyler. And the Chargers offense is going to probably torch that defense, even though they play hard for Gannon, but they just don't got the talent. You know? So I'm going to go Chargers. Those are my picks. Okay? All right, let's talk about this NBA shit. Let's talk about this NBA. Sorry, I was still watching the game. Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid. What are you doing saying, the team has created a plan so I don't have to play certain back-to-backs. I'm going to take 20 games, 20 to 25 games to be perfect for the postseason. Joel, you've already load managed. It hasn't worked. You've still gotten hurt. You're too damn big. If you really want to show up in the playoffs, how about you play the whole season? Take some pride. Do the Shaquille O'Neal, played 82 games. Michael Jordan, played 82 games. Isaiah Thomas, played 82 games. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, played 82 games. Hakeem, played 82 games. Tim Duncan, played 82 games. There was no load management. You just won an MVP 2 years ago. What do you mean you're load managing? Plus, Paul George just has a bone bruise, so he's questionable for his first start. Hyperextended his knee in preseason. So you're going to be battling the hell. And you're also saying that he's going to have also a regimen of load management. You guys are a joke. You guys are a joke. You're just going to leave Tyrese Maxey out there sometimes like, yeah, young kid, you know, go do what you do. Try to get us a win. Score 35. Get us a win. Because we can't play these two. We're going to try to stagger them as best as you can. What if one gets injured? Then you're done. Take pride in trying to play the 82. You guys aren't 40. You just hit 30 for Joel. Paul George is like 33, 34. That don't matter. Like, that's not old. 33, 34, Jordan was still murdering people. Kobe was still murdering people. RIP to Kobe. LeBron. Wade. Curry. KD. Like, still really out here. And then, on top of that, we get to Kawhi Leonard. This man's like, I'm going to be out indefinitely for I don't know how much time because I have inflammation on my knee. Inflammation in your knee. Bro, you did not play basketball in the Olympics because of that same knee. You telling me you took 3 months off? 3 months. And the knee still inflamed? Retire, my boy. Retire. Goodbye. Hang it up. Take them shoes off. Take them New Balance off. Put them on the rack. You done. See you in the Hall of Fame. You already made your money. You already have Hall of Fame credentials. You already got that 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, one of the greatest runs ever at as a player on the best team to win the championship. Have moments. But how are you telling me that I'm going to be out indefinitely? I'm going to be out indefinitely, bro? For real? I'm going to read you guys exactly what came out. Let's see where it is here. Pat McAfee. Bum, 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 bum. Trying to find it. It just came out like, I don't know, like 30 minutes. 30 minutes before I started the episode, it came out. Let me see real quick. Let me see if I find it here. Devontae's gonna play. Of course he'll play. Derek Carr's inactive. Of course he's inactive. Let's see here. What is it? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Lonzo played. He played well. I hope that he keeps going because he looks good. Right now in preseason. So much MLB Network. Jesus. Ian Rappaport. No, I'm looking for Schefter. I'm looking for Shams, bro. Shams. Where's he at? Shams. Let's see. Journey. Here we go. Expected to miss indefinite amount of time to start the 2024-25 season as the team rehab his knee for sustainability on the court. Retire. You have arthritis in your knees. Degenerative knees. Retire. You're done. That's it. It's over. Hang them up. Take the laces out. Throw them on a cable. It's over. I don't understand why you're trying to push yourself to do more when your knees, obviously, you're saying you're 65 years old. Sit down. Let's get into a little bit of F1 discussion here. At Coda, the thing is speed and high speed corners. Yes, it has a little bit of everything. It's a great track. But that DRS zone is long and you're able to definitely pass at this track. Every single team is coming with a big, and I mean big, the biggest upgrade package of the season because the season is ending. It's either they're developing for next year's car, which will be the last car of this iteration, 2026. We had a completely new, different car and different regulations. Or they're really going for the championship to make a push at a high championship position. Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull. I still think McLaren at this point has the fastest car, but that doesn't mean that the upgrades that Mercedes or Red Bull come with or Ferrari are not going to be on par or better than McLaren. But McLaren does have like a 2/10 advantage right now in the car itself. What COTA comes down to is qualifying and race pace. There's nobody better at qualifying at COTA than Lewis Hamilton. There's also nobody with as much wins at COTA than Lewis Hamilton. If the car is right, he can pull off the win. If it's not, it's going to be Lando or Max. If Max wins, he definitely starts clinching on that championship trophy. You know? But I think that McLaren still has the upper hand. And then NASCAR, lastly, is at, let me see it right here. NASCAR is at bing, 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 bing. I think they're at Bristol. I think. Yeah, no, they're at Las Vegas this week. Vegas is a Kyle Busch track. That's his home track. I expect some drivers to be on a revenge tour, but still, at the end of the day, it's going to be Kyle Larson. It'll be Tyler Reddick. It'll be Chase Elliott, William Byron, Christopher Bell. That's what's going to be. I think Larson's on a run right now, but I think Reddick is wanting that championship bad. Christopher Bell has been chasing it for a couple years as well. But I think that the Hendrick Motorsports camp with those 4 cars are so locked in right now that they have to, somebody has to take it from them. Denny Hamlin's good at Las Vegas as well. Blaney. All 8 of them are going to be up there, but I think the Hendrick cars is just going to be too good. All right, to leave you guys with the score, the Yankees are down 3-1 in the top of the 7th to the Guardians at home in Game 3. If they were to win this game and come back, it would be a 3-0 series, which would put the Guardians basically at the brink of elimination at home. I thought the Yankees might win this game just because of how they were hitting. But clearly, Clark Schmidt couldn't give them what they needed. Manzardo hit a home run. Then it was a single, I believe, that scored the 3rd run. Top of the 7th, still got, possibility to score, but you got to face Gaddis, Smith, and Clase. So if you're and Heron, who's pitching right now. So if you're going to do something, you got to do it against one of the best bullpens, if not the best bullpen in baseball. That's going to be tough. I still believe in them, but it's going to be tough. Other than that, I love you guys. Can't wait for basketball to start. That's next week. Really excited to see Damian Lillard and Ja. Ant looks different. Shea. I want to see leaps from Cam Whitmore and Amen Thompson and Asar, and I want to see how the rookies do, and Reed Shepard, Stephon Castle. I want to see what Indiana does with like Jarris Walker and Matherin, what the Jazz do with Keontae George and Larry Markkinen. Like, I'm excited to see, and Zion in the Pelicans. I want to see how it starts developing. Scoot Henderson in Portland, what's going to happen there. Wemby, of course. And of course, Steph Curry, and what's going to happen with the Mavs and stuff. Like, how is Clay going to play? Like, I'm excited for all of that. That's all next week, though. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on all my socials. I love you guys, and I leave you with the outro.